It's you! Come on in. We were hoping you'd be here today.
We have our fourth cabin today from MacDuff's.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
And this is Elaine Stritch, friend of Noel Coward. And together we are the Barbershop
Duet.
Hey, it's good to see you. And for our mention today, if you are a newbie, you should probably know that the community of the wet shaving world has meetups.
They do.
And they're being planned right now. There's one in February of 2024. There's one in April that's going to be giant. So y'all,
check it out.
if you
might be close to
a
them,
newbie in the shaving world, you got to check out a meetup, we are told. And we are planning on ones that maybe we can go to in the future. So join a Facebook group, put your ear to the ground. And if there is a meetup within 100 miles of y'all, you might want to check it out because
this
we
whole
have heard some
community
legendary
is so
stories.
wonderful and so helpful. So if you are a newbie and you feel like you have a silly question, you probably don't. They love being able to help and walk you through it. Even at the beginning, people were joking about us getting lather coaches or people helping us find ways to make this work for you. Like, what do you want from this shaving experience?
There are no silly questions, just sloppy badger. So man, I love it. If you go to a meetup, let us know. Let us know what your adventures
We've
were.
only heard good things about people getting together and how this community has so much fun meeting people that they've met either on YouTube or on social media and actually meeting in person. And it just feels like you've known them forever. So I hope that's something that you can get a chance to check out. But don't say we didn't warn you that there are some coming up for this year.
Right. And speaking of meeting us, if you are watching this live on YouTube at the premiere, join the live chat because we're there as well waiting for you. And hit the subscribe button. It helps us out.
It does.
So what's our soap today?
Our soap today. We had bought this a little closer to Christmas, but we had to wait because we got to make this cabin series last as long as we can.
Thank goodness we did because she's gone. You can't get her right now, but next year. Probably.
So, winter cabin. It is finally feeling like winter for us Californians here. So it is time for us to actually open this soap, I think.
Oh, I'm excited. Let's meet it. All right, so this is from the sales page at MacDuff's Soap Company. What good is the warmth of summer without the cold of winter to give it sweetness? John Steinbeck.
Winter Cabin continues the popular cabin series that started with Autumn. While Autumn Cabin is more literal interpretation, Winter Cabin is more abstract, trying to capture the sweet comfort of being surrounded by night and snow.
I love it.
Wow, we can't read anymore because it'll give things away.
There's set notes after that. Y'all, my two favorite cabins so far are the two different kinds he mentions here. One of them is Autumn, which is super realistic and literal.
Right,
and the other one is Christmas Cabin, which it says on the sales page is just meant to give a vibe of Christmas, just a feeling of Christmas. And boy, does he nail it.
And this one is supposed to be an abstract version, so I'm really curious what that means.
I know, I'm so excited because when I do smell Christmas Cabin, I don't know how he did it because it's not your traditional evergreen or eggnog or peppermint or anything like that. But when I smell it, I am whisked away to a Christmas cabin. So I'm so excited to see what this winter cabin brings. Let's unbox it.
This is our last one in the box.
This box was smuggled across the border by the agents of MacDuff's.
It got us through the Christmas holiday, and now it is time to wrap up its job on the piano.
Her final tour of service right here, this old box. And what do we got? You see it?
It is
I have not looked at the label yet. I still have not looked at the label. Oh, look at this!
Somebody left the light on. How cute.
We'll leave the light on for you, folks. Yeah. That's gorgeous. Look at the little green.
And I forgot how pretty the side labels are. Look.
Y'all, we are giant because we're starting to stack our soaps high, like pancakes, and we are giant fans of the side labels so we can see where they are.
I think it might be your turn to give it a first impression.
Oh, I'm not going to say no to that. Let's have a first impression. I'm kind of sad because we've got all the cabins and we love them so much, and there's only 5 total.
We only have a few more left.
There's only one after this we don't have. So
we're in countdown. It's
all right, here we go. I'm gonna take it in.
It could be a Canadian kind of winter too.
I know.
Which is always fun.
I love that MacDuff's is Canadian, so that when there is something that's outdoor or there is something like that, it's a different smell than what we're used to, right? Okay, here we go.
All right, no more stalling.
I'm excited.
Okay.
These pours are just gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. You ready?
I'm excited, actually. Oh.
Oh, I love this.
Is it an abstract
I
kind of vibe?
love this. I love
Dylan?
this. Here's why I love this. Because this is for sure winter.
Oh.
But not in any kind of a way I would have imagined.
Interesting.
And that's what I love about MacDuff's. It's almost like hearing a song for the first time that's like a banger, and you're just like, wow. I never would have thought of putting those notes
I guess
together.
I don't really
but
know what winter would
you
smell
did.
like. That's
I know.
true. I just picture like cold or snow.
It's just friendly and warm and inviting and
It
fun
did list
and a
comfort
party.
on there, so maybe that's part of it too.
Y'all, I mean, there's something dead in the middle of this that just is so inviting and intriguing. I want to keep
Oh.
smelling it, but I don't know what it is.
Oh.
And it's for sure a winter cabin. All right.
Okay.
I am
see.
lost in the wilderness. I am snow blind. You tell
Okay.
me what you think this is, because
I mean, it is all over the label, so I guess so.
other than magic, and you know what's funny? Not Christmas. So
right, because there is a Christmas
nailed
one.
the winterness of it, right? Because you didn't use any of the stereotypical Christmas
and
stuff.
We have the Crispin Cabin, so we don't.
It's not Christmas.
It needs to be different.
But it's everything that's magical about winter. Okay, take
okay.
it.
Now I'm nervous. Okay.
You should be. It's great.
Yeah. What is that?
I know. It's incredible,
It's some
y'all.
kind of like different spice that we have not had before.
It's two or three things locked together, because that's how he does it.
and there's like a sweet, like a berry of a type.
Yes, it is, y'all. It is the perfect sweetness.
And woodsy.
Yeah, so it's not too dry. It does greet you with a beautiful, friendly, middle of the road sweetness.
And we're
that just-
inside the cabin?
Yeah,
We're not
yeah.
outside. We are inside the
Right.
cabin.
I don't get any like cold bracing notes from
No,
this. No,
it's-
get that
it's
out of your head.
warm and cozy.
You are right. And you know, I was thinking about that today because I had to go outside early in the
chilly
morning.
here.
And you know, here in California, it was 54 degrees
54.
outside. I mean, you can send your letters of support to we sent you at the barbershopduet.com.
Everyone else is
because
rolling their
how I
eyes.
handled that
We're
54
Canadians,
degree
you know?
morning, I have no idea. But I remembered, I flashed back to when we used to go camping, and I used to wake up in the
Right.
sleeping bag because it was like 15 or 20 outside some mornings, right?
Brisk,
And
let's
right.
say.
So I suddenly like remembered that memory of like
Oh.
being like, I'm not getting out of this sleeping bag. It's warm in here.
No,
Like,
thank you.
Oh man. So that's what it makes me feel like. Is like being snugly warm
Right?
inside when there is something way cold and looming outside.
Right? Like there's a
This.
fresh fire. It's warm and cozy.
Right.
You just
you
got out
feel
of your
the
like
wood
snow
burning
gear.
stove in the corner. It doesn't take pellets. It takes real wood. That stove in the corner. Right? Oh, it's just
It's
beautiful.
definitely cozy, comfort, savory.
Right.
Like there's a wood, a spice, and something sweet, a berry, something.
Holy crap. And you know what? Most MacDuff's have a gorgeous hint of gourmand that I
Right.
just can't get enough of. But you know what I love? This is rocketing to the top of
Mm-hmm.
my MacDuff's favorites, but I don't get gourmand in it. Do
No,
you?
I know that there's a berry in there, but it's not gourmand.
I mean, maybe
it's like
a little mint, but not gourmand
no.
for me. What do you get?
no, I would agree. I mean, maybe we'll be fooled once we make a lather, but from straight off the puck,
Right.
I'm with you. It's definitely like the aroma of a place.
Yes.
I'm there. I'm inside the cabin.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time. I'm laughing.
Somebody's sitting at the piano and nine
Right.
people are gathered around yelling out the wrong lyrics to songs.
Right, it's a good
that.
time. That
It's that.
cozy cheer of like just being content.
Right.
There's nothing else outside to be doing because it's covered in snow.
Yeah.
So we might as well enjoy each other inside.
So let's try to give the people a little hint. I'm going to do the drive-by. You tell me what you get. Ready? So it's not a cabin. You don't know what this is. It just drives by you in the middle of the night. Ready? What do you get?
Yeah, you know, again, how you talk a lot about how someone that's mean couldn't wear that soap. This is a mean guy filter. They would not be able to wear that and enjoy it.
This is a shibboleth. If you put this under the nose of 10 guys, only the jackasses will be like,
What is
what's
that?
Right?
Yeah.
The 5 amazing, cool, friendly guys are going to be like, that's awesome.
Right.
What is that
I need
stuff?"
to wear that.
Yeah, this is a litmus test
Right?
to the people you want to be your friend.
Yep.
Because you have to be a nice person.
I agree completely.
Yeah, if you can smell this and not be excited, life has jaded you.
Yeah.
I think we can just say that.
Right. Yeah, I do just feel like I want to smile. Like I'm warm, I'm cozy, I'm all snuggled in. Like,
What is that first hit? It's not floral, but it's as charming as floral. It's as
something-
light as floral.
it's like a dried something.
It's fruit.
It's it's got like a spice to it, a woodsy to it, and then there's a fruity.
It's fruity, but it's not gourmand. I don't know how better to say
That's
that.
what I don't want to say potpourri, but it's like a dried fruit. It's like something that's, it's different. Which actually, by the time winter hits, that would kind of make sense if it would have been a dried candied fruit.
Blue, white, chilling underneath it, and then something warm again to keep it
like
all simmering underneath, right? The fire in the fireplace underneath it all. Okay, I think it's time we throw up the white flag. Let's look into these scent notes a little bit. We're gonna build a lather. I know of 2 guys that actually tub load their MacDuff's, and they are the evil Knievels of the soap world because this soap is so soft that even Sean himself would suggest maybe grab yourself a bowl and brush. So watch this, y'all ready? We're just gonna barely, look at that, just barely touch it, and it just, wow, that is as soft as you get into the Razor Company 3D printed bowl.
Yes. Okay, I feel like things are already happening over here.
It's a 3-piece suit. It's a 4-act play. Y'all, Sean is using the top notes, middle notes, bottom notes to take you on a journey.
Yeah, okay,
it starts in one place, it ends in another. One
more time, and then take it away before we give in and just read that list.
It's a fruit and a flower that just are such best friends.
Look at this lather, man. Holy moly.
Wow.
I know. Something, it's like shifted. Like what I thought was the top notes over in the tub is very different than here.
Interesting.
Like they ordered themselves.
Whoa, and 2 of them combined.
I know. I don't know what just happened.
There's something in the middle now, the green.
Is that what it is?
The green grabbed onto something floral and just exploded.
It's like bright.
Whoa.
It's still warm, but things woke up like they're put like fire in the oven. Like
and that
something
first
just came.
Sort of fruity note is gone. It's disappeared into the rest of it.
The spice and the savory, the something.
This is so cool. How does it do that?
I don't know. Do we give it and read? I wanted to take a whiff one more time before we actually read it.
Okay, hold on. Let's look at this sentence. So these are sort of in narrative form here. So here we go.
That,
Ready?
though. That's fun.
Oh, this makes perfect sense. Here we go. Raspberry
I think
is
I did
the
say
dominant
berry.
note. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let's have a grown-up conversation. Because if I were to have heard that raspberry was the prominent note of a shaving soap, right? You'd expect that when I smelled it, my brain would go, oh, raspberry.
Right, like raspberry sorbet. No.
It does not here.
No.
The raspberry's been transformed into something else, something slightly cold, something beautiful, something deep, something almost floral. And then, supported by the combination of sandalwood, vanilla,
and velvet. Well, maybe that's the different spice we couldn't get.
Like velvet, like rabbit, velveteen.
I mean, we read cashmere sometimes.
Velvet.
I guess velvet could be a scent note too.
Why not?
We're learning things.
Okay, well, in the dark, corduroy is my favorite color. So, saffron, absolute.
Oh, this might be part of what I'm getting too.
Cardamom and smoky guaiac wood.
Oh.
Give the sweeter top notes some nuance with the addition, we've seen this before, of elemi and fir essential oils lend a balsam touch.
Well, my goodness.
Whoa, this is what a beautiful recipe
keep
that
going
is.
down.
Okay, let's
What's
see.
that
The
velvet
V4 version is much different than last year's V3 version, despite sharing many of the same notes. The velvet note is much less prominent, making way for the newer addition of elemi, fir, saffron, cardamom, and guaiac wood.
So, those who have had this winter cabin, it's different.
Yeah, hey, if you have version 3 and 4, put them in the comments. Let us know if you've experienced anything different. I'm kind of curious. I'd love to know what the difference is.
But it is kind of fun to know that Sean can kind of play with his cabin series.
Yep.
Like if he's
Doesn't surprise me.
something was just missing and I couldn't figure it out, or now that he knows how the whole spectrum of the cabin series fits together, that might change what you want to use in each one.
And I think he's one of those painters where it's never quite finished. You know what I mean?
Though.
You always go back for another little dot of paint.
Okay, so now that you know that it's a raspberry.
And it's the heart of the raspberry. So we had one the other day that was strawberry, but for us, we didn't get strawberry.
No.
Because we know strawberry is a part of the rose family.
Right. Oh,
so when we thought about the rosy part of what a strawberry smells like, all of a sudden that just came rushing forth, right?
It's a different part of the fruit.
Right. So with this, kind of what I'm getting here is not like raspberry slushy, raspberry scratch and sniff. Get that out of your head. Even raspberry Danish. No, this is not this kind of raspberry. This is like that heart of the raspberry where it almost becomes floral, and it's just the absolute most magical thing because it breaks the scent open.
It's like the deeper part of the raspberry somehow, not the bright, light, sunny side.
Right. So like,
it's like the under part
somehow,
off the vine.
chemically, if you could just go in and grab those spicy undercurrents of the raspberry,
it's more
that's what this is. It almost makes it cologne-y.
I don't know exactly what makes the velvet, but I get it now. I do, like, I almost feel like I'm sitting on like a velvet couch, like an old-timey cabin.
Right.
Like that timeless kind of vibe.
And that has been rebalanced in this formula so that the fir and the elemi and saffron come out.
It's fun because I don't think we have many in our den yet that have these together. We've had these all separate, but not on the same profile.
I love how delicate this balance is. Like, it's like there's a dude on YouTube that balances like crazy stuff, boulders and glass and all kinds of bottles, and he makes these balanced sculptures, and then at the very last moment stands back and goes, and it's done, and he leaves it alone, and it just sits there on its own, magically seeming to float. That this balance is that perfectly balanced where you could tell just like a tiny bit one way or the other, and you'd have lost this amazing scent. But nope, it is absolutely dead center on everything to bring this thing. And you could tell. You can tell how delicate that balance is.
And each whiff, you get different layers. Like it builds in your own scent profile. Like the personalities just keep coming out.
And I don't know if I've experienced this in a soap before, but like when I introduce one note to my nose, it opens it into another one.
Right. It's like that next tier.
So I don't get to the fir note until I smell through the raspberry. Does that make sense?
I would agree.
I think that's why I'm sensing this balance as so delicate and perfect and
delicate's
beautiful.
a good word. It's still comforting, but that delicate side of it, it adds that personality that's so different. And you know, like winter when you walk outside, if it's not windy, it's silent outside. You know, there's something in that comfort of just like the whole nature around just all asleep, like, You know, winter is a different season.
Yeah. And you know, when I see people in front of a painting going, I don't know how this master took these colors that we all know and put them together into something that I just can't stop looking at.
Or whiffing.
That's these scent notes. I mean, I know them all, maybe except for velvet, but they've been put together in some kind of way that just blows my mind.
No, I would agree.
I would never be able to build this.
So now that we've read all this, whiffed it way too long, do we attempt to take this deeper through the snow to the cabin here?
We're going after penguins, y'all. And you know, this is a very delicate balance, but it's a rather delightfully strong intensity. So I want to make that clear. And what I love about the delicate balance is that each scent note opens the door to a different one. So I don't get the firs until I really start diving my nose into the raspberry.
It's like watching like a flower unfold. You know, you smell the first layer and then it keeps blooming open.
Yes.
I know it's winter, so there's probably not many flowers, but the image that I was getting was more of that, like just each layer. Like once you pass the first layer, then you find the second one, and it just keeps building so that once you see the whole picture, you really do. All those layers are creating this winter cabin. You like, if you didn't have one, I don't think it would work.
So,
you know?
Beautifully at home on Olaf, but would Anna and Elsa be able to wear this? Does it have a feminine edge to it? And I already know my answer.
Yeah, I was going to say yes, only because I know that it has the raspberry part at the beginning.
Right.
That there is something to me that makes it seem a little more like it could be a feminine thing. Right. But the spices, the firs, the woods, like those little parts definitely make it more masculine.
Yeah, I would say that for sure. It is, again, a beautifully balanced scent. So you do have a lot of things swimming around in the lights.
Right.
But I think the few things that ground this are more masculine, are the firs, are the velvet.
And you know, looking at the label, it does have that like kind of darker time of night. And there is something about where you are is light and playful inside, but the colors you're seeing are that darker side of them.
Somehow you can tell, as was mentioned, that it's dark outside.
Right. But it's warm and comfy and cozy inside. Right. It's not dark, if that makes sense.
Right. And I think there are parts of Canada that get, 4 hours of daylight during the winter, right? So that makes perfect sense to me that you'd want to have a scent that somehow smells bright when you're inside, but reminds you that there's darkness outside looming, right?
It's fun that it is so different. Like, we've only been in this hobby for 6 months, and you'd think because of the amount of soaps we have that we've smelt them all. But we have not.
Y'all,
we're not even close.
This is why I don't see an end in sight to the barbershop Barbershop Duet because we have smelled, 150?
At least, yeah.
And this is as delightful and beguiling as anything we've opened so far.
For sure. And it's fun because we started with Summer Cabin. Now we're at the winter
You're
one.
right. That was one of our very first handful of soaps.
It was way at the beginning. And, we're just getting to know our artisans, especially Sean, in different ways and different lights and how they come up with different soaps. Like, how could you even think of those? And every time we're surprised, we still enjoy it.
Just when you think you've hit the pinnacle of what an artisan can do, they say, well, have you smelled Autumn Cabin yet?
Right.
No. Why? What's that? I know.
Haunted Cabin? Oh, man.
Oh, got a little pumpkin spice in there with a little haunted Christmas. And it's funny, but when we go back to Summer Cabin now, I have a visceral experience. I get whisked back to this chair when it was 100 degrees outside.
Smelling?
Right. 100%. And I smell the Red Bluff meadow and I smell the flowers. And it really transports me, as the boys say, back to those places and back to those cabins. So I'm so happy that I can go back to my winter one now whenever I want.
Right. And I'm just knowing, like, from now on, we now have like a scent of winter that's going to remind us of this time of year. It's kind of fun to keep adding to those experiences.
Right. And y'all, I've seen paintings that are a simple red circle in the middle of a white background, and they're absolutely beautiful. But when you see a Monet and you're like,
complexity of the colors.
Holy crap. Well, that's what we're talking about here, y'all. I mean, it takes a real artisan to be able to combine these and make this.
It takes artist in artisan into a whole new level.
Yeah, Sean puts the artist in artisan, I guess. That's a good way to say it. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. I know it's going to break your heart to leave the Autumn Cabin, but at a certain point when the snow is 6 feet deep outside, you kind of gotta. So pass Christmas Cabin on your left because that's already done. But over in the distance, in that dark little pocket of that little wooded area underneath all of that snow, you're going to see a beautiful glow in the windows because the fire is already going. There's already a beautiful bouquet of winter flowers on the table. And your best friends are sitting in there with a board game all ready to go. Well, guess what? You just got your own. So head over to MacDuff'sSoapCompany.com to find this and a bunch of other cool stuff. Well, I've had my shave with Winter Cabin, y'all. When it comes to the intersection of cozy and charming, this might be our winner so far. Unbelievable. And when it comes to visits to the shave locker where you take a little smell, this is one of the few that is on the every time list because I'm still being charmed by it. I'm still trying to figure out how they did this magic. And the lather, come on, the MacDuff's lather, it's like bowling with bumpers on. It's just, you can, no matter how you want to throw that ball down the lane, you're going to get a strike. My razor blade is just scared of it, and I love how it feels on my face. And I love making it with my brush. There's a lot I love about this. Hey, MacDuff's, home run. Thank you, buddy.
Welcome to Messages.
Hey, y'all. So we're going to have a giveaway for the month of March. And it's going to be a chiseled face soap of your choice from Amazon.com. And this is open to our viewers in the United States and Canada. So all you have to do is send us an email to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com and mention chiseled face and then be one of our subscribers here on YouTube. Check back on our March 17th episode to see if you are our lucky winner. And thanks for watching. When you think you know how good these could possibly get, when you think you know, and then you open one, and it just sets that line back even further, y'all. That's why we chose this world, because we were watching people right and left who kept going, this is better than anything I smell. This is better than anything.
And then this one gets better.
And then they keep getting better. Well, guess what? They keep getting better.
They do.
And it's amazing. I don't know how this was accomplished. Even reading those set notes.
Nope.
Like, I still don't know. I get, reading the dry ingredients for a beef Wellington, I guess it wouldn't really make sense to you unless you were a chef.
But we can just appreciate from where we're sitting that we can't stop whiffing. That's kind of our test. You know, if we just you watch the episode, we just keep going back. Clearly, there's something new for us to find that is just new to our palates, to our senses, and that's super fun to keep finding.
It even somehow, for me, helps to know that we know Sean a little bit and that he really is a super, super nice guy. And that they named the dog smoke MacDuff.
They did.
Somehow, that just keeps these a little closer to my heart even still.
It really does, just like the artist side of them. We get to know through their scents and how they paint with scents. And we just, the more we open, the more we love.
And somebody that kind and that funny made things like this just for us. And it is a little time-traveling experiment of MacDuff's to us.
It is. It'll be bittersweet to get our last cabin, but I know we're at least enjoying all of these so far.
And he does reformulate every year, so maybe it's a little bit like redecorating the cabin. You want to go back and revisit it every year. Who knows? But there's lots left to discover.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.